How did Ashanti come in the picture?
Very good. I helped find that lady. Okay. But Ashanti's good. That's Bon Bon. That's my girl. That's So what ended up happening with Ashanti, she was making music with a guy named Mario at the time, Mario Baeza. And Mario was making these big Whitney Houston type records. But that's not Ashanti. Mm-hmm. That wasn't her style. That wasn't her personality. And then he asked Irv, Mario's a friend, and he asked Irv, could he produce some records for her? At the time, Irv didn't want to do it. It's just the truth. It took me so many efforts to get him to listen to Ashanti even, because he was focused. Irv was like this, tunnel vision, Ja Rule, we're gonna kill everybody.
Okay.
If anyone knows Irv, when he gets the tunnel vision, you can't interrupt him. And my challenge was, I heard a talented girl, a singer, and I was like, wow.
And had the look to go with it.
Yeah, pretty girl. And I was like, but what really caught me with her was she could write really well.
It's funny, they used to think that I had a ghostwriter. No one believed that I was writing my records. So they used to make me come into the studio and write in front of them, because I used to like to take my stuff home and write in my little basement. And once he found a respect for me, like, yo, she wrote that, Bon Bon wrote that. It was like, wow. And then we kind of would just always feed off of each other.
She was a hell of a writer. And I was sitting there saying to Irv, I said, I know with your talents, when you put a writer with the production that you do, the producing that you do, is sky's the limit. That's what I kept, that was my pitch to him. Okay. And I kept telling him, and then to get him, and then he took a listen, and then the rest, man, once he got in the studio with her, it was magic.
Now, was she already popping before Always on Time?
Was she popping before Always on Time?
Did she have her own singles before, or was Always on Time?
She had traveled around the record industry for a minute before we got to her.
Okay. No, but I meant
but she was never popping before Always on Time, no.
Yeah, because Always on Time was her big break. Is that correct?
So that's our setup. So when you mention Can I Get It with Jay-Z, that was Ja Rule's setup.
Yeah.
Right? To get the awareness. So it was to get his awareness. And then once you go there, now you have all eyes on you. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So we gave her the setup was
Always on Time.
Always on Time, one of the monster record.
Was that Ja Rule's biggest record?
It's one of them.
Okay, because I remember 2002. I moved to New York as a DJ, and I remember that was the record. When I would play that record, that was like everyone gets up off the seat and rushes the dance floor. That's the rush the dance floor record.
That was a big record, but again, she got that look. So now, what's her record? Remember, I tell you, it's no different for artists now. That's what I said. She got the awareness, the eyes on her. Now, what's your record? Okay. And that's when Foolish came.
Foolish came together. One night we were all in a crack house. Not a real crack house. That's the name of the studio was. Murder Inc. studio was called The Crack House.
Right.
And Irv was talking about, I don't know, some chicks that he was dealing with or some girl, whatever. And he was just like, man, you gotta write something about like a girl, just, she's not doing the right thing. And she keeps dealing with this dude. And I think he was like, in hindsight, talking about himself being a dude that was kind of messed up and dealing with the girl. And she keeps dealing with him knowing that he's messed up. And, he was always good for like throwing out topics and ideas and stuff like that. And him and Seven pulled up the DeBarge beat. And it's funny because Puff and Irv had this argument for years. Diddy would be like, those are my shakers. That's One More Chance. And Irv was like, nah, that's DeBarge. But they pulled the beat up and he gave me the idea. He left. I wrote the whole record. He came back and completely lost his mind. Like, I don't know if you know Irv personally, but he's super animated. Like he's running across the floor screaming, yo, she wrote this. You know, it was a good moment. It was a good moment. And before the record was completed, that bridge wasn't on there. And he reached out to Jay to do a verse instead of that bridge. And he called him, he sent Jay the record, and Jay was like, I'm in. He said, I want to get on the record. And I don't know if he came up to the office or what, but Irv changed his mind. And he was like, you know what, that's typical. I'm not going to do the typical R&B record and get the big rapper to co-sign it. He said, I'm going to make her write an ill verse. And I wrote, see, when I get the strength to leave you, you know. And that's how that came about.
And that changed everything for her. That was the game changer.
Right, and you guys got used the Biggie.
You know, I could probably tell her she hates that I tell you, but she probably hated every single we put out.
Really?
Yeah.
She hated every single.
Irv was like, just sing.
We'll do the rest. Okay.
Man, I mean, those studio days right there was classic. I wish, again, if it was today's day and age, we'd have everything recorded, everything filmed, but it's not. But believe me, it was unbelievable. It's magic.